Boom. Okay guys, so today we're talking about the infinite productivity glitch, how we're gonna turn all those procrastinations into productivity. The key thing with this is gonna be momentum. How are we gonna control the momentum of our day? By controlling our triggers. Now, what is a trigger? A trigger is something that leads you to a habit, whether good or bad. So all your little micro bad habits, doom scrolling, going home and plopping on the couch, sitting down immediately when you know you have to go to the gym, all those kind of things are gonna affect your momentum. So if you think about it as you pushing a boulder up a hill, you need momentum to keep it going so it doesn't crush you. Every time you sit down, you are stopping and trying to hold that boulder and it's just rolling down, versus every time you keep your day moving, you're keeping it moving forward. So by eliminating your triggers, you are going to be able to be more productive. Now, how do you do that? I'll show you an example. Let's say you wake up every day and you need to send a text to work, or you need to check your emails or something like that, and then you find yourself doom scrolling. Well, the problem is you have your Instagram app in a place that you can see it. So if you're able to move that app somewhere else to where it's out of sight, out of mind, it will no longer be a trigger and you're able just to get your work done. Now, how do we make new triggers? You make new triggers by creating your said trigger and only associating it with your new habit, and then creating a reward that you only associate with the accomplishment of the new habit. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start going to the gym. Your trigger can be drinking pre-workout. So you drink that pre-workout, you start getting itchy. It makes you want to go to the gym. You go to the gym, you get on the treadmill to start your cardio, so you break a sweat. What do you do when you're on the treadmill? You give yourself a reward. You go on TikTok, you doom scroll, you do whatever you want while you're on the treadmill doing your cardio. From there, let's say you play a song that gets you amped up. That song you can only play before you lift. So you start playing that song, gets you amped up to lift. Now you're itchy, you already accomplished something, and now you're amped up to go. You do that, you have a great lift. What do you do immediately after that? You consume like 5 gummy bears to help with muscle protein synthesis, but it's really just your reward, and you're chugging that down with a protein shake. So it's constantly going to be trigger, habit, reward, trigger, habit, reward, to the point to where it just becomes your daily routine. So by not sitting down, not doing all the things that stop you from productivity, as long as you're consistently productive throughout the day, that boulder is gonna roll over that hill and it's gonna start to carry itself. Once the habit's created, the boulder is just gonna end up taking itself down. So what happens if you're doing all these things, but you start to lose motivation? So the triggers aren't the problem anymore, it's the motivation. What you're gonna need to do is get out of whatever environment is becoming negative immediately. So if you're showing up to the gym and you're associating going to the gym with having a bad time, you need to immediately stop going and replace it with something else. Because the guy that shows up and attacks the gym with intent and enjoys it 3 days a week is gonna do better than the guy that goes through the motions and hates his life 6 days a week. The man that likes walking will walk further than the man that only loves the destination. So what we need to do is replace it with something similar, but that is gonna be exciting to you and different. For example, let's say you're getting tired of the gym, join an MMA gym. It's gonna get you in shape and it's gonna be exciting and new, and you're gonna progress really fast. And it might combat you being unmotivated because let's say you're hitting some plateaus in the gym or something like that. But it could also be as simple as changing your routine. Your routine and your environment are very similar. Whether if it's the gym, whether if it's work, whether it's anything. Modifying your environment is just as effective as leaving it. So if you go to the gym and you're hitting the same exercises every time, you can replace them with new exercises or calisthenics, and it has a similar effect. If you're going to work and it seems very mundane and repetitive, you can change the layout of your office to help with that so you can associate it with a new habit. Habits are often associated with environment. So changing your environment is one of the easiest ways to hack a new habit. You're gonna associate that new habit with your new environment. That's why rehab tends to not work, because people associate their new habit with the rehab center, then they go back to their old environment and they associate that old environment with their old habits. So we'll kind of give an example of how you can unlock unlimited productivity. Let's say you wake up, you doom scroll for a little bit, you go to work, you sit down, you open up your computer, while your computer's loading up, you doom scroll some more, you go, you check your emails, you get distracted, whatever, you do your work, you go home, you plop on the couch, now you make an excuse of you need to eat, so you sit on the couch, you eat, and then you're tired, and then you skip the gym, and you doom scroll, and you watch a movie, and you go to sleep. That day could easily be modified by waking up, saying, I'm not gonna be on my phone for the first 15 minutes, or if you have to be on your phone for something, immediately only go to that. Don't have any other distracting apps in sight. Do what you need to do in the morning. Go to work. As soon as you get to work, you can do something to snap you into it. You could hit a set of 25 push-ups. You go, you get your work done as fast as you can, and you say, my reward at the end of this is gonna be, I'm gonna spend my last so often at work eating my meal before the gym since I already got my work done for the day. You go home, you drink that pre-workout, you don't sit down, you don't do anything. You start to feel the itch. You go, you do your cardio on the treadmill, you go through your TikTok, you watch a show, you do whatever you were gonna do at the end of the day anyway. Then you play your song, you go lift, you eat your gummy bears, you drink your protein shake, you come home, you get whatever miscellaneous tasks done before you sit down at all. And then you're so tired that you just go to sleep and it launches you into the next day. So you're constantly pushing that boulder up, and every day it's gonna get easier so that eventually it's kind of just rolling itself. So the key points to take away, right? The way you're gonna unlock this productivity that you seek is by continuously having momentum. And you're gonna do that by replacing all your bad habits. You're gonna replace their triggers with new triggers for good habits. And you're never going to create a habit or have a trigger that's gonna slow you down throughout your day. All the things you do in your day will create more productivity. And in these tasks, make sure that you show up to attack it. And the second you start to become unmotivated and you start to feel like you don't wanna do it, change it up a little bit so it becomes new and exciting so that you're eager to try out that new thing and it makes you more productive and more well-rounded. That's all I have. So if you guys have any questions or you have anything to say, just leave it down in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram's in the description. That's all I got for you.